Well, on the back of that, the annual National Tourism Careers Expo is underway in Bloemfontein. More than 10,000 learners, tourism students, graduates and educators will descend on the expo under the theme Tourism Alive with Opportunities. It's designed to empower thousands of learners across the country with information on tourism as a career choice. And for more on this, we spoke earlier to our reporter in Bloemfontein, Palesa Moeti.
We are at the Performing Arts Center of the Free State, known as PACOS, here in Bloemfontein for, as you said, the National Tourism Career Expo. Now, this Career Expo started back in 2008 in KZN. It was hosted in that province for 3 years. It then moved to the Eastern Cape for another 3 years. It's now in its third and final year in the Free State. Next year it will be going to another province, but that normally happens because there's a bid process that has to happen. Now, as you said correctly, there'll be about 10,000 students from undergraduate level, as well as learners from high schools around the country that will be coming here, as well as industry experts. They'll be exposing these learners and students to various career options in the tourism industry. Now, we'll be also joined by the Deputy Minister of Tourism later today, just to take us through what exactly is expected, in the next 3 days as this Tourism Expo gets underway. There's thousands of exhibitors, just around 100 exhibitors from the industry that are exhibiting their various products and services. In fact, Elvis, the Deputy Minister, has just joined us. It's Deputy Minister Elizabeth Tabete of the Department of Tourism. Minister, thank you very much for joining us. Just take us through what is expected in this National Tourism Expo throughout the week.
Well, it is held over 3 days, to be precise, but it can then spill to 4 or 5 days. The National Tourism Exhibition Expo, it's held over these days because we bring about students from all over the country, plus minus 9 to 10,000, that will be here within the 3 days, giving each other a chance to come and experiment and see what is it that we have in the tourism industry, and largely also to the value chain of what you can get, but also just to see in action what is it all about to own facilities and the opportunities that exist there, especially for young people. We've got programs such as the Buddies program. I'm sure most of the people do know about it now, where we train young chefs from grade 12. We give a chance to the grade 9s in terms of the food security training and all that. But we've got that chefs program, which is a very successful chefs program. We've just recently, in 2-3 months with the minister, graduated more than 1,510 young learners who were not able to get opportunities to go to tertiary. Some had, but then they did not have the experience. In this training, we work together with the private sector, who happens to be your hotels, especially Hilton and that Southern Sun, as well as the Sand Parks, where they have the parks. We then train them. 70% of this training is practical, 30% is theory. It gives them then a chance to be absorbed by the industry because they're already trained. Some of them professional pastry chefs, some of them they deal with your French cuisine, etc. and all that. And we train them from zero, not knowing anything in terms of this. And also, if you remember, chefs are a scarce skill, not in South Africa, globally, internationally. So some of them then after training, they get an opportunity to work abroad. As I said yesterday at the Kruger National Park in the morning, we've got one good role model, trained from this program of the chefs program. Is Mbele, the surname, she comes from Umlazi. After training, she got an opportunity to go and work in the US. She worked for the whole year, saved money, those dollars. And to my surprise, she touched me a lot as a 23-year-old professional pastry chef, as she calls herself, and she is indeed. She then came back and bought a mother a house in Umlazi. So you can see that there are young people who are thinking for the good things and also as change agents. She never thought about buying expensive car or, Lamborghini or Ferrari. the expensive car, but she felt that she must be able to buy a mother a house. She helped us as government then to make sure that she can fulfill that. So you've got those young chefs that we trained out of these programs, and some of them came to this particular exhibition and expo to see what we do, what we offer in the industry, and working together with the industry. I must say that it is a successful program. If we had more money, I think we'd train much more students, but at least this is one. But we also have the beach stewards, where we train young people, to know how to swim first. Secondly, some of them become lifesavers. Some of them become the ambassadors of the Blue Flag program in terms of the beach and all that. Some of them are tourist guides that we train from nowhere, nothing, but then they happen to be tourist guides who are really making a difference now as tourist guide registered, and they're able to do money out of that. So these are the young programs we have in the department, especially for you, because as you know, in South Africa, most of the unemployed happens amongst the 27.7 figure from the first quarter of 2017. Maybe the figure has changed now. The majority of those happens to be young people.